All right, we're back. The message I was hearing today is that when you're looking at these cards, for our beginners out there, one thing that you want to look at that I'm seeing today is really clicking is looking at the environment. Looking at one thing I would say to do, because I just got a new tarot deck, which I'm gonna really reveal and get into. I was going to show you right now, but I want to do a whole video about that because it was a whole experience. But one thing that I noticed that I didn't do with this deck was go throughout each card to get a sense of a feel of what, like, the story that's getting painted. Because, like, one thing I didn't realize, like, maybe with like this card or maybe like this card, like this is like a big energy Leo type of vibe, or like into your values type of, you know, really like connected, passionate. And this is more like to yourself, you're upset, dark, deep, you know, but not looking at all of them. You can't really, like, I feel like when you see the other cards, you can kind of compare and be like, okay, if this one was more of a dark and this one seems like more of a brighter mood, so that would highlight and you would want to bring out the brighter mood of this card. So I feel like seeing the other cards can kind of give you that, you know, you're like, okay, this one is definitely showing, because I seen the other cards and, you know, the other cards were dark, the other cards are this, but this one is definitely a big yellow, big, and then it looks bigger than how the other image is, how the human figure looks. These are smaller. This is big. So this is like maybe Jupiter, big abundance energy, because Jupiter expands and rules things like that. And then you also want to use things that you see in astrology, like let's say you see this, maybe this has to deal with some Scorpio darkness, because he's in like a dark. This would be something like, then you see the garden there, maybe Virgo, definitely. Then you see the Pentacles. Of course, you got to take the suits into consideration. But as far as looking at like the details, I feel like, yes. So one thing you want to do is look at the other cards. And then the second thing you want to do is look at the environment. Try to see the different types of things that are going on. Like right here, you'll see a mountain, maybe like you building on your emotions or something like that, because the mountain here represents Capricorn, because Capricorn on the top of our charts is the 10th house. Capricorn represents the 10th house, and it represents mountains and going to the top and getting to the top of our goals and working really hard to get there. So it's like our CEOs, our bosses, a real Cap. So you want to look at that and see, okay, maybe this card is highlighting career, because Capricorn rules career and your social status and, you know, things like that. So yeah, and then you'll see, if you see the water, of course, the water element has to deal with our emotions and our feelings. Right here, you see a church, so you know it has to deal with some type of spirituality. You know, the church windows, some type of spirituality, and they're, you know, they're walking, and then it's cold. You want to take the, you know, temperature into consideration. It's cold, so, you know, winter, maybe it's not as bright of a mood of a card, is more cold. It's more of the truth, more of getting down to the nitty and gritty of the things that maybe be uncovered in a way. Things that don't really warm our spirit, but that's the opposite, right? So the star would represent the Leo aspect, because the Leo's the star, you know, represents stars and celebrities and stuff like that. So you'll be like, you know, something maybe like putting yourself out there, or courageous will have the vibe. And then you see the water, so you can't forget about that. So a highly emotional or spiritual card. You know, the Lovers, and you see two people maybe having to do with the Libra aspect of balancing, two, maybe Taurus, because Taurus is two, but this card is definitely the Gemini card, the duality of the masculine and feminine principle. Then you see the sun in the back, which can represent, like I said, the Leo, shining, putting yourself out there. You have the wings, then you have the mountain. Again, you got to take that. And what the card is saying, the lovers. Okay, the lovers. What does lovers do? So, yeah, it's just certain things. The cross of matter. The cross of matter, 4 directions, 4 seasons, 4 elements. He has it right here. This is really a balanced type of vibe. Balance vibes is like a Libra. Libra represents balance. So it's just like different like keys and elements and things that you just should pay attention to when you're trying to really interpret these cards and their meanings, and because they're saying a lot, and the only way you can really I guess dive deeper is really understanding. And I just got this message today when I was looking at it, because like I said, the only reason why I did, which I messed up on this deck, I just went straight into it. I opened this deck and I you know, I saged it, and then I never really went through each card. But something with this new deck that I got made me go through each card. And I feel like when you do that, let's say you have the page, you know, there's 4 suits. There's the wands, the swords, the wands, the swords, the cups, and the pentacles. Let's say you grab all 4 of those and you're looking at the knights. So all 4 of them in the knight version. So the knight of pentacles, the knight of cups, the knight of swords, the knight of wands. They literally, if you look at them, you can see, like I seen one of them had, I think it was, the swords had a red feather in his hair. And then there was the other knight who had, I think it was the cups. He had a blue feather or something like that. And you can see the difference in what, like, each one. Then he had one had fish. The one that had the blue and the cups, he had fish on him. So you can see that was like a spiritual, more emotional type of card. But then you had the other one, you had the other card, which he had the red feather in his hair. And then the way his motion was in the picture, he was really going for it. I should really show you guys, but I'm like in my reading, but he was really going for it. And you kind of want to like get a sense and feel, okay, this one is saying this one, he looks more rough. You know, I feel like when you compare them, you can really, it's good to compare them. At least I think that has helped me. So I'm definitely recommending comparing them and seeing the different energies within the same like same ace, the same kings, you know, it's all king card, all 4 king cards, all 4 queen cards. And just look at them and see what they're saying, or just look at each card and do it in order and see like how one goes into the next, how number the swords, the 1 of swords and the 2 of swords and then the 3 of swords, do it that way, because that's the way the deck came and that's the way I did it. And I think that was pretty dope because each one was going into like the other one and it really tell a story. So yeah, this is the card that popped out, so I'm just gonna keep that, because when the card pops out, it pops out and you just have to rely and relay the message. The Hermit card. When I see this card, first time me getting this too, so this is interesting. I see someone being to themselves, in the cold, in the dark, isolated. Where he's shining some light, but he has a long, cold way, and then he's older, so look like he has a lot of wisdom. I wish it wasn't in reverse. I'll be killing it right now. Now I have to flip the interpretation. So I'm just going to continue. Today I'm just going to write mine, and I'm just going to recite the book meaning, because I'm trying to save some of my book space. Okay. Oh, so I save my book space. Yes, I am. Okay, so we got the Hermit today in reverse. And what I'm seeing here is maybe stepping out of isolation. Stepping out of isolation. And and sharing that light. Sharing, showing that light. He looks old and like he has wisdom, but then he looks like he's keeping it to himself. So I would say a more out there energy. If you're in hermit mode, what's the opposite of hermit? Is putting yourself out there, stepping out of isolation, sharing, showing that light, putting yourself out there. God said the Hermit card today. Very interesting. It's long. It's screaming wise. Long, wise. But that in reverse would be maybe naive. Naive. If you're strong, not strong, but wise, or have an old, you know, knowledge, maybe naive, and allowing, see, maybe gullible. Gullible. What else? He's long, he's old, so maybe, let's say, more of a youthful energy. That's what I'm gonna put. Okay, a youthful energy. That's in reverse. If this is like hermit, I'm saying to myself, grouchy type of vibes, or this would be more like fun, right? Less gray, or the opposite of hermit. I'm gonna say some Leo shit, because Hermit reminds me of like some Aquarius. I think Hermit is the Gemini card, right? It's like that Aquarius air type vibes, like boundaries, keeping boundaries, and then it's cold, so it would definitely have to be like some Capricorn, Aquarius type of vibes. And the opposite of Capricorn and Aquarius is Leo and Cancer. So I told myself not to do that. So the opposite, you're supposed to do like the opposite within the Hermit. The opposite within the Hermit. Maybe overdoing isolation. Overdoing the isolation. Wisdom in reverse. Let's see. Wisdom in reverse would be using your knowledge. Your knowledge, or what you know, working against you. Working against you. Long, cold journey. Maybe now you're seeing maybe you wanted to be in this long, isolated journey. Long journey. Now you can kind of open up to people, opening up more, revealing more, revealing truths. I see revealing truths, because if you're really in like this dark, you know, isolated mode. The only thing left is coming out, revealing truths, opening up more, putting yourself out there, put yourself out there. And yeah, that's what I see. You're holding the light. So the opposite of holding the light would be, I'm gonna put that as you'll be holding the light here. So the opposite of holding the light would be shutting it off or blocking your light. Either blocking your light or hiding your light. Maybe someone's blocking your light. Someone blocking your light, or you're hiding your light. Amen. And that's our reading for today. I like that. Because with spirit, you know something's gonna resonate. Let's go back and we're gonna read real quickly and brief what this book is giving our interpretation, and then we're gonna go about our lovely days. Okay, we got it. All right, so what I wrote here for today, the Hermit card. You'll be stepping out in isolation, sharing or showing that light, putting yourself out there, maybe naive or gullible, maybe youthful, maybe overdoing your alone time, your isolation time. Maybe your knowledge or what you know is working against you. Maybe you're opening up more, revealing your truths or the truths. Maybe someone blocking your light, or maybe you're going to be hiding your light. It also says this card wisdom, I see all that, but I don't really see any negative references here. I'm reading real quick so I can just give it out to you. But what it says for the card of the day: sometimes this card signals that it's time to withdraw, but more often it gives a hint to make calm but steady efforts to throw off unimportant ballast and concentrate on the essentials. Okay, so very calculating, concentrating type of vibe, type of energy. Okay. And then right here we have the Hermit in reverse. The Hermit in reverse means concealment, disgust, policy, fear, on unreasoned caution. Interesting words. So if this resonates with you, please let me know which one, at the end of today, of course, which one is more, is hitting you. Which one can you resonate with more? If not, let me know too. Maybe none of it. Maybe it's all just sounds like garbage. Let me know how it is, so this way we can all get the messages that we need to hear. If it was for you, it was for you. So yeah, so today's card is the Hermit in reverse. So yeah, hopefully you guys got the message, and then I'll see you guys next time in the comments as well. Meet me in the comments later.